The grand ballroom of the Westbrook Hotel buzzed with Houston's elite. Crystal chandeliers glittering, champagne flutes clinking, until my stepmother Lorraine shattered the illusion of celebration. "Give back what isn't yours, Serena." Her voice sliced through the room like a blade, bouncing off the gilded walls. "You stole my daughter's birthright." Every head swiveled toward me. The lights seemed to flicker and fade as I stood there, a champagne glass trembling in my hand, my heart hammering so loud I thought it might burst through my chest. "I'm Serena Brooks, a 31-year-old pianist who never imagined I'd be running my father's industrial empire, Brooks Industries." Just an hour ago, I'd walked into Lorraine's 55th birthday gala with a flicker of hope. After a year of icy silence since Dad's death, her invitation felt like a peace offering. I'd been wrong, dead wrong. This wasn't reconciliation, it was a trap. That company was meant for Claire. Lorraine stormed toward me, her heels clicking like a metronome of rage. Whispers rippled through the crowd, clients, suppliers, community leaders I'd spent months earning respect from. Now, their eyes bored into me, suspicion clouding their faces. "Your father built it for his children, not some schemer who preyed on him when he was weak." I scanned the room for an ally, anyone, but found none. "That's not true," I said, my voice barely audible over the rising tide of murmurs. "Dad's will was clear, he wanted me to." "His real daughter?" Lorraine cut me off, venom dripping from every word. Not some piano-playing drifter who couldn't be bothered to show up. Her words hit like a punch, reopening wounds I'd carried for years. I'd toured the world as a musician, yes, and I hadn't been home as often as I should have. The guilt gnawed at me daily, but to have it flung in my face like this, publicly, was a new kind of agony. Behind Lorraine, my stepsister Claire smirked, nodding along as if she'd rehearsed this moment. She'd never cared about the business when Dad was alive. But now she played the wounded heiress perfectly. "She's right," someone muttered nearby. "Always thought it was odd how she swooped in when Henry got sick," another voice chimed in. The murmurs grew into boos, a wave of hostility crashing over me. "I think you should leave," Lorraine said, her tone icy with victory. "No one wants a thief at my party." My legs shook as I stumbled toward the exit, the weight of their stares crushing me. But as I reached the door, one thought burned through the haze of shame. I wouldn't let this stand. Not tonight. Not ever. In my car, the tears came fast and ugly, sobs tearing through me as I gripped the steering wheel. These weren't just strangers, they were Houston's business elite. People I'd fought to prove myself to since taking over Brooks Industries. My father, Henry Brooks, had built it from scratch over 40 years. He'd married Lorraine when I was 15, bringing her and 12-year-old Claire into our lives after Mom's death. Back then, Lorraine played the doting wife. But when Dad's cancer diagnosis hit 3 years ago, the mask slipped. I'd been at his bedside when he made his choice. "Serena," he'd rasped, his hand frail but firm around mine, "you've got the mind for this. Claire's sharp, but she doesn't care about the company. You do. I've seen how you think, how you figure things out." His grip tightened. "I'm leaving it to you. Promise me you'll take care of it." I quit touring to keep that promise. First, Lorraine and Claire seemed to accept the will, but soon the subtle digs turned into outright sabotage. Tonight was their endgame. My phone buzzed, snapping me out of the memory. A text from Marcus Tate, Dad's trusted attorney and will executor. "Heard what happened. You okay? Call me." I dialed instantly, my voice still raw as I spilled the nightmare. "This is outrageous." Marcus growled, his deep voice crackling with fury. "Lorraine knows Henry was sound when he wrote that will. We've got video proof," he explained everything. "She's lost 3 challenges already." "They all believe her, Marcus," I whispered. "Everyone thinks I'm a fraud." A beat of silence then. "Do you have your laptop?" "In the trunk." "Why?" "Meet me at my office in 30. If Lorraine wants to play this in public, we'll give them the whole damn truth, every document, every file Henry left to protect you." For the first time that night, something sparked inside me, anger. Resolve. "I'll be there in 20, I said, starting the engine. Marcus's office glowed in the downtown darkness, a beacon of steel and glass. He buzzed me in, already surrounded by binders and files. "Henry saw this coming," he said, waving at the stacks. "He planned ahead, always did." As he pulled documents, I paced, fury overtaking my earlier despair. "Why go public now? She's already lost in court." "Control," Marcus replied, his gray eyes narrowing. "Lorraine thrives on status. If she can't win legally, she'll ruin your reputation instead." He handed me a USB drive. "This is Henry's video testimony recorded 3 months before he passed. He knew she'd question his mind. I clutched it, recalling that day, Dad weak but fierce, determined to shield me. There's more, Marcus went on. Financials showing you've grown the company 22% since taking over. Employee letters praising how you saved jobs when the Peterson deal tanked. Board minutes where you offered Claire a director role. She turned it down, said it was too boring. A grin tugged at my lips. Your printer's still fast? Lightning, Marcus said, catching my drift. For the next hour, we assembled a war chest, court rulings, financial charts. Henry's video into sleek binders, one for every table at the gala. Marcus rallied 3 attorney friends to join us, their presence adding weight to our counterattack. This isn't just about tonight, he said as we finished. It's about locking your place for good. It was past 10 p.m. when we rolled back to the Westbrook. The gala hummed on, oblivious. My nerves thrummed as we unloaded the SUV. The attorneys flanking me like a legal phalanx. The doorman who'd seen me flee now gaped as we marched to the ballroom. The moment I crossed the threshold, the room stilled. Lorraine, mid-sip by the cake table, froze as her triumph melted into shock. Claire whispered frantically at her side. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus boomed, I'm Marcus Tate, Henry Brooks's counsel and estate executor. There's been a misunderstanding about Brooks Industries that we're here to clear up. The string quartet halted as binders hit tables. I took the stage. Grabbing the mic 2 hours ago, I was branded a thief and run out of here. My stepmother, Lorraine Brooks, orchestrated that. What she didn't tell you is she's lost 3 court battles to overturn my father's will. Marcus flashed the rulings on a screen behind me. Each time, the law upheld Dad's choice, me. Lorraine lunged forward, but 2 attorneys blocked her. Before I say more, hear from my father. Marcus plugged in the USB. The screen lit up with Dad, thin, sick, but unyielding, sitting in his study. Gasps rippled through the room. I'm Henry Brooks, he began, voice rough but clear. This is March 15th last year. My attorney Marcus Tate and Dr. Ellen Carter are here, certifying I'm of sound mind. He leaned forward. I'm leaving Brooks Industries to my daughter Serena. She's got the head and heart for it. She's studied the business, taken courses, worked with me whenever she was home. Clips rolled me with Dad at the factory, poring over plans, sealing deals. My stepdaughter Claire had every chance to join but didn't want it. She said, I'm not wasting my life on industrial junk. Footage showed her scoffing at a family dinner, rejecting a job offer. I love both my girls, Dad finished, staring into the camera. But Serena's the one to carry this forward. I trust her with my legacy. The screen went black. I stepped up. Since taking over, we've grown 22%. Added 17 jobs, dodged layoffs. Check page 12, employee letters back me up. Page 15? Claire's job offer, she said no, too busy for factory nonsense. The room shifted. Guests flipped pages, brows furrowing. Lorraine's face twisted as Claire paled. The final section, I said, voice steady, proves Dad's will stood up to every challenge. He wasn't manipulated, he chose me. I set the mic down. Facing Lorraine. You told me to return what isn't mine. It's mine exactly where Dad wanted it. Silence broke as Robert Hayes, our biggest client, stood. Serena, I'm sorry. I should have questioned this sooner. Others nodded, clapping softly at first, then louder. Lorraine hissed. How dare you ruin my night? Funny, I shot back. You used your party to trash me. Claire stammered, you tricked him when he was dying. Marcus held up his tablet. Hospital logs say Serena visited 83 times in his last 6 months. You? 12, Lorraine? 37. Their argument crumbled. This was for our future, Lorraine spat. You're taken care of, I said coolly. Dad's trust secure you both. He just didn't trust you with his company. She stormed out, dragging Claire. Marcus called after them, any more stunts and we'll hit back with sanctions. The room thawed. Guests apologized, praised the company's success. Edward Lang, Dad's old CFO, gripped my hand. Henry was spot on. You've got his guts. Tears stung, but they were proud ones now. What's next? Marcus asked later. I smiled. I network. I'm not just Henry's daughter. I'm the CEO. 6 months later, that night feels like a lifetime ago. Brooks Industries is soaring, new deals, a second plant in Austin, 32 more jobs. The gala flipped the script. Clients returned. Orders doubled. Claire, shockingly, Came to me jobless after Lorraine burned through her savings on legal flops. I gave her a marketing gig. She's good at it and we're finding a wary respect. Lorraine? She's chasing a rich widower in Phoenix. Good riddance. Music's still in me, but leading this company lights me up in ways I never expected. Last month, I launched the Henry Brooks Foundation, Music for Kids, Mentorship for Dreamers. At the opening, I played Dad's favorite Chopin on a piano in the factory, surrounded by his machines and our team. His legacy isn't just mine to hold, it's mine to build. And I'm earning it every damn day.